Hello everybody, I am Cyrus Hojadi. Today is April the 2nd, 2018. I am here in Centennial neighborhood of Las Vegas, right in my residence. I want to talk about the citizenship question. And it's been tossed around all over the media. It's been proposed by the Trump administration, Department of Justice, where they use the U.S. Census Bureau. And they ask people basically, the Census Bureau comes knocking on everybody's doors, asking people about how many people live in the house, a lot of other questions. They're going to ask people about whether or not they're a citizen or not in the household members that are inside. And why this is important? Well, the U.S. Census Bureau counts people every 10 years, and it's important to know how much seats of Congress is allocated to every state because it's largely based on population. And it is also important determining how much funding in terms of federal resources are allocated. It's very fair and simple. You don't have to answer the question. We've been doing this in the census of 1950 and before. And, well, what's going on? As reasonable as that may sound, and as important that is relevant to the American people, states like California and New York and many other places across the country, they don't want that. They believe that if you're a non-citizen, you deserve equal protection. Now, regardless of what you believe in immigration, okay, citizens should come first. Americans should come first. That is the bottom line. It doesn't matter what's your view on non-legal immigrants, DACA recipients, where they should be kicked out or not. Americans should come first. And the most disgusting thing about it is that we have scumbag politicians and special interest groups want to put the needs of others and in terms of people who are non-citizens, illegal aliens, first instead of us. And so it just really reveals their true colors. And we can pretty much understand why they're upset. Now, they can sue all they want. They can take it to the Ninth Circuit Court, which is likely that they will rule in their favor. But in the long run, the Supreme Court is going to justify that that is constitutional. Okay? Districts should be based on citizenship. They should not be based on the fact that you can flood like 1 million people who are possibly didn't come here the right way. And guess what? They can manipulate the whole electoral process. They can manipulate all the funds. But unfortunately, you guys need these people because your special interest donors and your power structure and your goals does not very well represent that. And guess what? It's likely that if the administration gets what they want, you guys are going to lose seats. California is going to lose probably 1 or 2 or 3 seats. Same thing with New York. Same thing New Jersey. Now, a lot of you guys ask, well, what about Texas? What about Florida? They have a lot of non-citizens living in that state. Well, unfortunately, Texas and Florida, as well as this state, has gained a lot of people. And a lot of the people that they have gained, unlike California, are people that come from other states. So it's unlikely that they will lose seats. But it's likely that California will. Because the main reason why California population is going up is because you're having a lot of foreign immigrants that are flooding into that state while more people are leaving California to other states than coming back in. And this is why we really have to reduce future immigration levels. Because it supports this corrupt Jerry Brown, Moonbeam, Kevin DeLeon nonsense. Gives them more votes, more power, more representation. They need those seats to basically manipulate the congressional power so they can get the number of votes they needed to pass a bill and to manipulate presidential elections. That's what this is all about. But a lot of these people say, well, they're taxpayers, that they contributed. Well, really? Of course they're taxpayers, but does this mean that I can just come to the country without legal status and just buy a pack of cigarettes and that makes me a taxpayer? I'm entitled to vote. I'm entitled to influence power? Heck no. So, I mean, this logic is just getting out of hand. Let's just flood in. These people believe that we shouldn't even have borders, I bet. They believe we should just flood millions and billions of people into this country, and they don't care if my life is in jeopardy. The bottom line is, when it comes to immigration, I have to benefit. I have to benefit from this process. And anybody or any group of people that comes in, I should not suffer. Bottom line. My gosh. And, if you disagree with this, you're a racist, you're a bigot. If you want to follow the law, if you want to make sure that the system works, you're a racist. Because that's all they got. That's all the cards that they have in their table. I am glad that this is going through, because it's revealing their true colors. And by the way, it's not just power, it's money too. Because this system will punish these states that support all these non-legal immigrants, these invaders, and they're not going to get enough money. They better straighten up. They better do the right thing. They better start really realizing what is truly benefit of the entire American people overall. And guess what? Maybe they're probably not going to have the welfare programs to support and pump up their legal or non-legal immigrants. Because it's about time that this is happening. So, again, the federal law is supreme when it comes to immigration and a lot of other population dynamics. But these guys, they even believe that just right now that we can just flood in 1,300 people from El Salvador and we just have to deal with the consequences no matter what. Public schooling, medical care, they just don't care. Well, guess what? People like Jackie Rosen and all these other people, Kiyuhin, Dina Titus, Masto, they need the votes, they need the power, so that's why they support them. They don't even care if they have diseases. They can just come into Las Vegas and they could make me sick, for heaven's sakes. I'm going to be protesting out there by the border against this nonsense. And by the way, speaking of districting when it comes to Las Vegas, when it comes to the boundaries that we see here in Clark County, in Las Vegas, Henderson, all over the valley, I hope this also impacts districting of assembly members and state senators. And I hope this also includes anchor babies, children who were born in this country while their parents didn't come here legally. Maybe they should include that, because you'll get a large number of population. Maybe California could lose like possibly 4 seats, because then you could really get a kick in the butt in this system. And by the way, if it goes out of hand, believe it or not, maybe that this state will lose seats. Perhaps that's probably a good thing, because maybe we can see less Dina Tituses and Jackie Rosens and Ruben Kiyuhins in the future, because it voted blue in the last 3 presidential elections. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. But I want this to include assembly members, because I want to make sure that the citizens are represented in this great state, and we don't have maniacs like, what's her name? Goodness gracious. Giovanna Cancella running the show. Because I believe, from what I see on the map, it is non-legals who are really representing and are flooding her district. Because that's what we have to do, keep in mind. It's about time that citizens are put first. So basically, what I just want to continue is that it's supporting a greater goal agenda that's being pumped up by maniacs like George Soros, Tom Stoyer, Jim Murin, I suppose, and the list just basically goes on. Astrid Silva. This is why you need to keep that in mind, that the citizenship question is very, very necessary. Just see what could happen in the long run. Just look at California. We could end up looking like them. Jerry Brown just pardoned 5 violent criminals. So anybody can tell you that what many of these folks are doing is in the benefit of the American people. They probably need to get their head examined. All right? So this just really shows you the true colors of what's going on. And I believe the caravan of these massive individuals that are coming, trying to cross the border from Honduras, this is going to help fuel the situation. Now, I want to get to the stock market, okay? The stock market just experienced a massive drop. I just want to wrap it up telling you, look, it's likely I don't see that we're heading into a bear market. This is just a correction. I see it as a buying opportunity. And then again, it's just fears of Amazon, trade wars, a lot of different things. Again, yes, the market in some ways is overvalued, but really we don't see a lot of signs for a bear market that's about to erupt now. We can get one starting next year or two, so it's likely we could pull down for probably a few more days, maybe weeks, and then we can jump back up much higher. So then again, spring can get pretty volatile, believe it or not. Anyway, take care, you guys. Thank you so much. And speaking of the stock market, by the way, you don't want to listen so much to guys like Peter Schiff and these so-called gold bugs. And even the perma bulls in the stock market can get it wrong too, believe it or not. Take care. Stay tuned. I will have more updates about the Yavana Kinsella Town Hall.